So I've been looking into US Bank recently, and today I've put together a list of 5 credit cards that I think are very worthwhile looking at due to their high cashback opportunities and rewards that they can offer. And whether you're looking for a card geared more towards no annual fee, great overall cashback card, or something more focused on upper level travel, there's going to be a card here for you today. But let's kick off the list today with our first card being the US Bank Cash Plus Visa Signature Credit Card. So what you need to know about this credit card is there's no annual fee, which I am always a fan of. And at the time of filming, the sign-up bonus will award you $200 cash back when you spend $1,000 in the first 90 days of holding the credit card. But what I really like about this credit card are the spending categories. With the credit card, each quarter, you're going to be able to pick 2 specific categories that you are going to be able to earn 5% cash back on. Now, the only potential drawback I can see with this card is you are limited to that 5% on the first $2,000 each quarter that you spend. And just to give a couple examples of some of the categories you do have options to select, this could include fast food, home and utilities, internet and streaming, on your cell phones, department stores, electronic stores, and then there's going to be a couple other options up here on the screen. And truly, I do love the flexibility and options that you have to get that 5% cash back. On top of those 2 choice categories for 5% back, you'll be able to earn 5% cash back on all of your travel purchases through US Bank. Additionally, you can earn 5% cash back when you use their online shopping portal with over 1,000 merchants. And on top of all that, you're also going to be able to earn 2% cash back on an everyday category of choice. Some things that this might include are restaurants, groceries, gas, EV charging stations. There's really a lot of options again. And wherever else you spend with this card, you're going to be able to earn 1% cash back. So right away, with our first card on the list, we're seeing that there's a ton of opportunity to earn a high amount of cash back with a no annual fee credit card. And when it comes to how you'll actually be using the cash back you earn, you can take it as a statement credit on your next bill. You could use it for rewards cards, or if you do have a checking or savings account with US Bank, you can have it deposited right into one of those. But now let's move on to our second credit card on today's list. This is going to be the US Bank Altitude Go Visa Signature Credit Card. And one thing about these US Bank cards, for some reason they all have super long names. But back to the credit card, the first thing that you should know is that there is no annual fee associated with it. On top of that, the current sign-up bonus when filming will allow you to earn back 20,000 US Bank points when you spend $1,000 in 90 days of holding it. And once again, the spending categories on this card are really solid, especially for a no-fee card. And that's because with this card, you can earn 4 times points back on your dining, takeout, and restaurant delivery purchases. You can also earn 2 times points back on your streaming services and on your grocery purchases. And this recently changed on September 9th, 2024. That grocery category will no longer include discount stores, wholesale clubs, or supercenters. You'll also be able to earn 2 times points back at EV charging stations and on your gas station purchases. And this is also going to exclude those discount centers, wholesale clubs, and supercenters. But when you're not spending on those elevated categories, you can earn back 1 times points everywhere else. And a few smaller points about this card, there's going to be no foreign transaction fees, which makes it a great option to carry abroad. And just a small little bonus, you can get a $15 credit each year when you are buying some sort of a streaming service. This might be Netflix, Hulu, Spotify. And I know that $15 isn't much, but this is a no-fee card giving you $15, which could basically get a whole month free of a streaming service. But now moving on to our third credit card today, we're now going to start getting to some cards with annual fees. And the third credit card is the US Bank Altitude Connect Visa Signature Credit Card. Another mouthful there, but what you do need to know about this credit card, during the first year you carry it, there is no annual fee. However, each year after, there will be a $95 annual fee. And at the time of filming, the sign-up bonus will give you 20,000 points back when you spend $1,000 in the first 90 days of holding the card. And this is seeming pretty standard for a lot of these US Bank credit cards. But now let's take a look at our spending categories on this credit card. You will be able to earn 5 times points back on your hotels and prepaid rental cars through US Bank. You're going to be able to earn 4 times points back on all of your other travel purchases, as well as 4 times points back on your gas station and EV charging station purchases. And this recently changed on September 9th to where you're limited to that 4 times points back at those gas station or EV charging on the first $1,000 spent each quarter. Should not be an issue, but if you are planning a bigger trip, this might cause a little hiccup. And finally, with this credit card, you can earn 2 times points back on your dining, select streaming services, and at your grocery purchases. Then when you can't get any elevated cash back, you'll fall back onto 1 times points everywhere else. And a few smaller details about the card: there's going to be no foreign transaction fees once again. You're also going to receive a $100 statement credit every 4 years to cover your application fee for TSA PreCheck or global entry. But what I really do like about this card, you're going to have airport lounge access to over 1,500 different ones worldwide. Now, this will not be unlimited. You're going to receive 4 free passes, but what I do really like about this is for people that aren't the most avid travelers, you plan on maybe taking 1 to 2 trips a year, I think that's all you're going to need without having to go and pay $500 plus for one of those premium travel cards. And I really wish that this was implemented on some more cards from our bigger issuers. I would love if this was on the Chase Sapphire Preferred. I'm someone that's probably not going to do a ton of traveling each year, so having a couple options if I do travel to go into a lounge would be awesome. But some other perks about this card: there's going to be identity theft protection, there's a plethora of travel benefits and protections, there's trip insurance, there's also a global mobile data plan. This card's going to give you access to some Visa signature perks for some upgraded stays or elevated perks when you do travel. And hands down, I think that there's a ton of value with this credit card, especially for the fee that you are paying. But now moving on to our 4th credit card on today's list. Get ready for it. This is the US Bank Shopper Cash Rewards Visa Signature Credit Card. And what you need to know about this credit card: similar to our last one, you're going to have no annual fee during that first year, but after that you will be paying a $95 annual fee. And I really do like that there's no fee for the first year on a bunch of these credit cards. I think that it's a great way to maybe test out a credit card, and if you don't like it, then you can cancel it. And at the time of filming, the sign-up bonus is a tad different than the ones we have already seen. You will be able to earn $250 cash back when you spend $2,000 in the first 120 days of holding the credit card. But how will you actually be earning with this credit card? Well, our spending categories will allow us to earn 6% cash back at 2 retailers of choice each quarter, and that 6% cash back will be limited up to the first $1,500 spent. And up here on the screen is a list of the retailers that you can choose from. A couple notable ones that stick out to me are Amazon, Apple, Best Buy, Target, Walmart. I really like the option to pick 2 of them. If you're someone that does all of your grocery shopping and other shopping at Walmart, you're going to be able to lock up 6% there, assuming you don't spend more than that $1,500. Or maybe you're someone that's planning on buying a brand new Apple computer. Those things can be super expensive, but if you take this card and designate it for that purchase and you select that as one of your retailers, you're going to be able to earn 6% cash back up to that $1,500 on that purchase. And with the prices that Apple has today on their electronics, I'm sure that will get you maybe a third of the actual price, but 6% back is pretty awesome. Aside from that 6% back you'll be earning at those 2 retailers of choice, you can earn 5.5% cash back on all of your prepaid hotels and rental cars purchased through US Bank. You can also earn 3% cash back up to the first $1,500 spend each quarter in an everyday category of choice. Now, this could include wholesale clubs, gas, EV charging, things along those lines. I really do like the options here. And finally, if you're not earning in those elevated categories, you will fall back to earn 1.5% cash back, which does make this a nice catch-all card too. And truthfully, I do believe that this might be one of the best cashback cards on the entire market. In my head, I'm thinking if you pair it up with 1 or 2 other cards, you can basically lock up 3 to 6% cash back at every single purchase. But now moving on to our 5th and final card on today's list, and this is probably the most well-known US Bank card, and it's going to be the US Bank Altitude Reserve Visa Infinite Credit Card. The first thing you should know about this card, it does have a higher annual fee with a price tag of $400. But like most cards with high annual fees, there are going to be a lot of credits that offset or at least mitigate that annual fee. And at the time of filming, if you spend $4,500 in the first 90 days of holding the credit card, you could earn back 50,000 points, which is valued at around $750 when used for travel with US Bank. As for the spending categories with the credit card, you can earn 5 times points back on your prepaid hotels and rental cars through US Bank. You can earn 3 times points back on all of your other travel purchases. And my favorite category on this card, you can earn 3 times points back whenever you use a mobile wallet such as Apple Pay or Samsung Pay. And this effectively makes it a 3 times points catch-all credit card. Now, the only issue I do see with this is not everywhere does accept mobile payments. The majority of places do in 2024, but if I'm out somewhere that doesn't or my phone does die, That's the only unfortunate part. And if I'm not getting that 3 times points back and use the physical card itself, I'll be able to earn 1 times points everywhere else I spend. But with this credit card, you're going to be able to earn $325 back in the form of statement credits. And this statement credit will apply back when you make a purchase on something that classifies as travel. And I really do love this because it is broad and gives you an opportunity to pick and choose where you want to use this. If I'm someone that wants to maybe just drive somewhere and use it for hotel purchases, that's travel. I'll be able to use it and get cash back there. Or if I have a big purchase coming up for an airfare ticket, I'll be able to take the card, use it for there, and then get that $325 back. Some credit cards will trap you in with, you have to hit this certain requirement, you can only use it at this select hotel, things like that. I don't necessarily hate those, but I do love the flexibility with this credit card. And some smaller perks about the card, you're gonna have no foreign transaction fees. You're also gonna have access to those airport lounges at over 1,500 worldwide. Once again, this is not unlimited with this card either. You will get 8 free passes. Now those 8 passes are a lot, however, it might not be enough if you are a super avid traveler. You're also going to receive that $100 statement credit every 4 years for that TSA PreCheck or global entry application. There's going to be some perks with Visa for your travel. There's continuous fraud monitoring. There's shopping protections, trip insurances and protections. And then you also have access to a 24/7 concierge service. And that's going to wrap up our look at these 5 credit cards today. And I do believe that there are some great opportunities to earn a lot of cash back. Would I personally pick them for travel? Probably not. That's solely because I do like the bigger issuers when it does come to travel. If you do side with US Bank, I don't think you can go wrong, but if you're looking to maximize your travel, you might be better off with the Amex Trifecta, Chase Trifecta, or cards in those ecosystems. And if you guys would be interested in a deep dive into the US Bank system as a whole, looking at their travel perks and reward systems, let me know down below in the comments. I'd definitely be willing to do one. And if you want to see more of the most overlooked credit cards in the market, be sure to check out this video right here. If you guys could also go hit like and consider subscribing if you got something out of today's video. I appreciate you all watching. See you in the next video.